Hello and welcome to another episode of Rob's Ramblings here on the Bucks and Six channel. Today at the Brown Table of Sports Card Collecting, we're going to take a walk through kind of the heart of my collection and look at some random cards. On my very first episode, I kind of talked about how I don't have my cards organized very well. I don't have them sorted by player or by year or by company or anything like that, but I do have them sorted into a number of different categories depending on my feelings about the card at the time that I came into owning it. So I have these categories: Penny Lane, Top Loader Land, One Touchdown, and then Slab City. I don't have a box for my Slab City cards right here. Most of my Slab City cards are just on display throughout my house. So I don't have many of my slabs just in a box, but I do have several boxes of Penny Lane, several boxes of Top Loader Land, and a few boxes of One Touchdown. So I've just grabbed random boxes, and I'm going to just grab a few cards from each. We'll take a look at them, see what I find. One of the things that I do like to do with my collection is revisit the cards. And if I might grab a box of my Penny Lane and I'll just be flipping through it. And I may decide, all right, this card my feelings about that card have changed. And so I'll move it up to Top Loader Land or One Touchdown, or maybe I'll just say, all right, yeah, this card doesn't even belong in a penny sleeve anymore. I'll just toss it in my random mixed commons box. But I do that every so often. So today, as we go through these, maybe we'll talk about if cards are worthy of being moved or not. But we'll just see what we find. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to grab, I don't know, a few of each. I'll just go and randomly grab one or two here. Start with this one. What I have here, this is a 1987 Topps Fred McGriff. I believe this is a rookie card of his. And actually, yeah, it is. And this is a traded card. You can tell that by the T on the number there. It's number 74T. So this is from the Topps traded set, Fred McGriff. One of my not one of my favorite players, but definitely a player that I enjoyed watching when I was a kid. And I collected quite a bit because back in the day in 1987, Fred McGriff was the man for a few years. So yeah, that's a pretty cool card. Not sure if it's worthy of moving up. Maybe it is. I mean, I'm going to set this aside and probably bump it up to the next level up, which is Top Loader Land. I think it's definitely worthy of being in a top loader. All right, so we'll just randomly grab another one here. What do I have here? Oh, this is a beautiful card. This is a EX2000 from 1997 from Skybox. And this is a unique card. It's an acetate card. You can see my fingers right through it there. It's got that cloud in the background. You can see the sky, and this is a Hall of Famer. This is Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield was a player that early on in his career, I was a big fan of his because he came up with the Milwaukee Brewers. That was my team. But he eventually, not too far into his career with Milwaukee, started saying some pretty bad things about Milwaukee, and there was even a rumor that he was making errors on purpose so that in hopes that he could get out of Milwaukee. I don't know if any of that was true, but there was definitely a lot of bad blood between him and the Brewers, and he moved on and obviously had a Hall of Fame career after he left Milwaukee. And that's why this card ended up in a penny sleeve. If it was a player that I didn't have so much bad blood history with, he might be bumped up to a different level in my collection. But yeah, that's the kind of card I find in a penny sleeve. I'll probably leave them there. All right, so that's just a couple of random Penny Lane cards. We'll move over a box to the Top Loader Land. And this is a box. Oh, I guess I only have one side of this one filled. But we'll just go in here and randomly reach and grab one. And what did I find here? This is a Jacob Robeson. This is a Topps Chrome wave refractor, I think it is what it's called. It might even be a gold wave refractor. I pulled this out of a pack. This is not a kind of card that I would seek out on eBay or anything like that and buy for myself, but it is one that I pulled out of a pack, and it is numbered. It is numbered 229 out of 250. So I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know a whole lot about this player. I'm not a person that follows the Tigers very closely or even the American League all that closely. But because this card looked so cool and it was numbered, and it was a rookie, I threw it in a top loader. So as for now, I think I'll probably leave it in the top loader land. I think that's where it belongs. It's a really cool looking card. I just don't know much about the player himself. All right, so we'll grab another one out of top loader land and see what we get. Oh, and this is a Shohei Ohtani. I'm going to be totally honest and say I don't have a whole lot of Shohei in my collection. That is something I am trying to remedy, though. I'm trying to look for cards I can add, but my budget for cards isn't all that great. So to get any kind of real good Shohei cards, I'd have to spend probably more than I have allotted. But this is a really cool looking card. I know some people don't like the Stars of MLB cards as much as others, but I don't know. I think it's a great shine. I think these cards have great shine to them. They're pretty sharp looking. So yeah, obviously Shohei deserves to be at least in this top loader. So yeah, cool card. All right, so that was a couple out of the top loader land. So now we'll bump over to the third box over here and One Touch Town, and we'll see what cards I can pull out of my one touches. I'll just randomly grab one out of here. Oh, and this is really a nice card for me. This Henrik Sedin. I don't know if I have one singular player that's my favorite all-time hockey player. But if I did have a favorite player, Henrik Sedin would definitely be in that conversation. He and his brother Daniel are two of my very favorite players that have ever laced it up. And these stature cards from Upper Deck are definitely real close to the top of my favorite kinds of cards that are out there. The shine on these cards is just gorgeous. I love the photography. And so this has all of that going for it. It's got one of my favorite players, and it's one of my favorite kinds of cards. And this is what the back looks like. This is from 2009, 2010. Or no, it's from the 2020, 2021 stature release is what it's from. So yeah, really cool card. If this card is going to go anywhere, it's going to go up, and I would be, it would be in a submission to get graded someday. But I'm not in the place to do that right now. So we're definitely leaving it in One Touch Town for now. And then we'll grab one other card from One Touch Town and see what it is. Another great card. This is an autographed card from Prism of one of my favorite kid players from when I was a kid, Terry Cummings, one of the all-time great Bucks. I think believe that this was a Christmas present, I believe, from my brother Al. And yeah, I've had this on display in my house for several years now, but as a matter of fact, I just recently took this down and replaced it with some other cards, but definitely this card is still a very special card in my collection. There's the back of it. Terry Cummings, probably more highly regarded in the state of Wisconsin than anywhere else, but very, very solid basketball player during his time. So really cool card. So anyway, there you go. That's kind of a overview of my Penny Lane, Top Loader Land, and One Touch Town cards. And I'll probably be doing this on my channel every so often and seeing if I want to move things either up or down. Today I did decide I wanted to move this Fred McGriff up to at least a top loader. I think it warrants being a little bit higher than just in a penny sleeve. So there you go. That's today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy the hobby and stay true to yourself.